Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a breaking news edition here on the NJ Courts TV News channel. I'll be your host this afternoon, NJ Courts. Excuse me, let me fix my... I don't know if my head's getting smaller or what's going on because these headphones are slipping and they seem to be like working. I don't think they got loose or anything, so either way. A little technical difficulty, but we're all good. But welcome, everybody. Thank you for everybody for joining me on this Wednesday afternoon. It is officially Wednesday, July the 16th of the year 2025. Well, I was joined by my special guest host, Dobby, but I think he's left for better and greater things, as they say in this industry. But either way, why I have you guys here is I'm here to break some news. Jeez Louise, what is going on with these headphones? Anyways, I'm here to break some news this afternoon for you. As you saw in the thumbnail, basically, we're going to get straight to it. The breaking news is this morning, not allegedly, it has been confirmed that Charles Marloweverse, however you pronounce it, a.k.a. Marloweverse, for those of you that follow this individual on YouTube, was arrested. I am still confirming as far as all the charges. Basically, what I've been able to confirm has been through I guess you could say a chat, not bot, but basically through a chat conversation between a representative at the, I believe it's the jail he was arrested at is, it's not Virginia Beach. It's give me a second. I've been dealing with so many beaches between Newport and Ocean County and blah, 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 blah. It's a, all right. Norfolk, excuse me. Newport beaches in California. So this took place in Norfolk, Virginia. So he was arrested by the Norfolk, I'm not sure if it was sheriff's department or police department, but he is in custody at the Norfolk's sheriff's department's or office's jail. Okay. Now, the way we were able to confirm that was, well, one, by my guest that's going to be coming up here very soon to speak on the alleged incidents that took place and the arrest, on what they feel comfortable speaking on, as well as obviously through the chat conversation between myself and this, I guess, representative at the Norfolk Sheriff's Department's jail center. Okay, so basically here's the news. Now I am working on getting a booking photo as well as an official incident report. So I don't usually like to break news without having that information, but because we do have somebody that can confirm this, probably the best individual that's going to be just close to either Charles himself coming up and confirming this or me having the incident report, we've got the alleged victim in this whole incident. So they're going to be coming up and speaking on what happened. But basically what was confirmed between this channel and the representative of this jail is that Charles was arrested this morning, more or less was the time frame. And he has been charged at this time with allegedly a charge of alleged rape and a charge of alleged assault. Let me just double check that on my notes here. And he is being held on a no bond hold. He will have a court hearing tomorrow at 9 a.m. Tomorrow is the 17th. So the judge could either release him, the judge could issue out a bond, or he may just keep him in jail until his next hearing, which, for those of you who have been following this case, it was scheduled for, I believe it was July the 23rd. So we were going to be doing a follow-up once that hearing went by, or excuse me, once that hearing passed. And remember, that was the hearing he was going to be facing two different cases on that same day. One case had consisted of one charge of, I believe it was assault and battery on a family member. And then the second case, the most recent one, was one charge of assault and battery on a family member. I think there was a charge of strangulation, and there was a third charge. I'm going to pull those up right now, so I don't like to guess. So just give me a second. And if you guys have questions in chat, hold off. Don't even have chat pulled up here in front of me. So if you're asking me questions, give me 1 second. I'm going to join you guys here in just a couple of minutes because I got to say hi to everybody. Hopefully the notifications went out. So welcome everybody that's here today. Thank you for all the members of the jury for all your participation today. Thank you for my mods for being here today and for all your hard work. And thank you for all the viewers for being here today, whether you like me, hate me, or you're somewhere in between. All right. So, let me just give you a reminder of the charges he was facing come July 23rd. But now, obviously, he's going to have a court date tomorrow because of this new arrest. Okay, this is completely different from everything else we've covered. Okay, so I think with this one I have to do last name first and then first name. Sorry, it's been a long day. So I'll get into the swing of things here in 1 second. All right. So let me share this screen here with you guys really quick. Hopefully I'm live. Maybe I'm not even live. Hold on. Okay, I think we're live. I don't see mute. All right. So let me share this with you really quick, and then we're going to get our guest up here because, like I said, until I get, the booking photo and the incident report, assuming they're going to approve my FOIA request, which it's my assumption. The reason I was using this chat tool or chat communication system was because, unfortunately, the inmate lookup tool, which is usually available for that jail, was not available. It's down. I think the last time I checked not too long ago, it's still currently down. Okay. Otherwise, we'd be able to just jump on there right now. You guys can access it, and we'd be able to see old Charles's new mugshot. But until they, get that fixed, we're going to probably just have to wait for my FOIA request to hopefully get approved. But either way, it was confirmed by a representative there at the jail. You guys can also, if you don't believe me, you can always call down to the jail. It's your public duty and right to, and check on yourself if you want to. But either way, let me just remind you of exactly what Charles was previously being charged with and is still being charged with, and what he was waiting to go to court for on the 23rd of this month. So remember, this is broken down into two different cases, okay? And they're going to just make it easy on everybody, and they're going to basically put both those cases together and have a hearing to, I guess, take care of everything in one day, or try to at least. So one case, remember, had 3 charges with it. That was the most recent one. So we said it was assault and battery on a family member, strangle, wound, injury results, and abduction of force / intimidation. And then, of course, the previous incident to the most recent one, that was one charge of assault and battery on a family member. That offense date took place on September 23rd of last year, and then the most recent one took place on October 25th of last year, about just a month later. Okay, so let me jump over here to chat with you guys. Yeah, big mess, man. And also, once we finish this news or our interview with Sunsetcity13, aka Marissa, don't take off, because especially if you're following any updates on the MGL / Michelle Goes Live court case. Yes, finally have one for you. That's why I have her old mugshot up there on the thumbnail. So, damn, maybe, I don't know if my head did shrink. It's kind of scary because that means my brain got smaller. But yeah, it's all right. Anyways, just fucking with you guys. I do have a quick update for you guys. There is a new court date, believe it or not, that I'm going to be sharing with you in reference to her last court case, or most recent court case. And then we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to call it a day. Okay. I do have another update, excuse me, before I leave on Hampton Brandon. So remind me, before we leave today, I owe you a little quick update on MGL, Michelle Goes Live, and Hampton Brandon. All right, here we go. So let's go out of here. Let's go ahead and bring Marissa up. I believe, I got to give her the link first. Let me go ahead and drop the link to her really quick. And then we're going to bring on Marissa, a.k.a. Sunsetcity13, up and let her speak on her behalf on what happened this morning, as much as she'd like to share, okay? And then, of course, you guys have questions, go ahead. I know she's pretty good at reading chat, a lot better than I am. I'll try my best to see if there's any in chat that I could try to relay to her as I'm reading. But, we'll bring her on here in a minute or two. Let me just share the link, and we'll get this interview going. For those of you that are wondering about the trip coming up, well, it has not been canceled. I was hoping to leave this week, but unfortunately, and that's more my fault, I had some other personal things going on after my weekend live stream, so I didn't have a chance to come on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday as much as I wanted to fundraise before I wanted to leave. So I'm not blaming you guys that we didn't hit our dono goal, but I would at least like to hit close to at least 3/4 of it. And then I'm going to take off. So we're still going. We just got to get a little closer to the dono goal is all. So if you guys want to help on that, it would be greatly appreciated. And I promise you, I've got a very content-filled live stream coming up, and it's going down. I was hoping to do it for my birthday week, which is next week, but it's all right. If we got to take a few weeks before we take off to Midwest, then it'll be a few weeks. Like I said, I'm a patient guy. So here's where we're at on our dono goal. We actually got a $20 donation over the weekend when we did. And if you didn't catch it, we had a really fun and adventurous for me, live stream on the river. I was actually able to take you guys live on a GoPro, which I must say was pretty difficult, but for the most part, we got it down a river, and it was pretty fun, pretty cool, especially live if you were there. But if you're interested, you can catch the replay. The VODs are still up. But appreciate everybody's support over that live stream. We did receive a donation, and that's why I have updated now the ticker that you see at the bottom. So we're getting there. We're at 110 of the 500. I was hoping to reach the 500 by tomorrow, but unless somebody donates $400 today, I don't think that's going to happen. But I've seen crazier things happen before on this channel. But like I said, if we get close to about 350, I'll be taking off. I promise you guys then. All right. So let's get this link out there. Enough of my e-begging, as the haters will say. For those of you that support this channel, I appreciate all your support. But again, it's not required to hang out and enjoy your time here in chat. All right. So let me get the link here to Sunsetcity13. And I know she's ready to go, so we'll get this interview going here in a couple of minutes. Thank you for your patience. All right. It's been a while since we've done an interview. Oh, there it is. There's the link. Invite guest. Copy. All right. So I got to do it this way. Oh, there you are, Dobby. Now you're back to join me. Let me guess. You got a snack is where you went. So somebody's giving away snacks is what's going on. All right, so we go over here, and Sunsetcity13, I am sending you through Instagram the link to the StreamYard panel. So I will just wait for you to come into the back room, and we'll get you brought up. I've got to figure these headphones out. I wonder what's going on. Let's see. I know they didn't get loose. Just try this. There we go. Look more like I got like a little mini cowboy hat now going on. Howdy. Top of the day to you, ma'am. Jesus. All right. We got our guest up. All right. You guys don't have to put up with my horrible comedy act. All right. So You guys welcome Sunset City 13, aka Marissa, who I believe this will be her third time coming up here as a panel guest. So Sunset City 13. Sorry. Hi Marissa, how are you?
Hey there, I'm hanging in there. Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Who's I forgot what's your pooch's dog's name? What's your little pooch's name?
So it's actually
Oh,
really funny and
I
quite a
remember. I remember.
coincidence.
It's
His name is Marlowe, but it's
That's
spelled
right.
Marlo, and I named him after my mother's dog, Marley, a year before I actually ever
Oh,
met
I
Charles.
remember the disclaimer has nothing to
Yeah,
do with the individual that's currently in jail right now. I got you.
correct.
So, what's going on? First off, are you all right? I would imagine now that Charles is in custody, you're probably a little bit more relieved. But first off, I'm sure a lot of people, including myself, were concerned about your safety. So I hope you're okay. And then second off, what happened? Let us know what you want to share about today's arrest or this incident that went on, I guess, this morning. As far as him being arrested, it's my understanding. Obviously, this had to do with some other things, and is what led to his arrest. So, if you want to elaborate on that, you're more than welcome. But I'll just
Right.
go ahead and hand you the mic.
All right. Well, honestly, yeah, I am. Today is the first day that, when I found out he was, taken into custody, I can finally take a breath of relief, like a sigh of relief, and be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be able to actually get like a good night's rest tonight without having to worry about sleeping with mace and a knife next to me. It's like, but the incidents took place on the 6th, and then on the 7th is when I actually had to get a restraining order. And it was, so
And this is why you're sleeping with Mace and kind of in fear for
right.
your life is because of what stemmed from the sixth. Is that my understanding?
Correct. And he was just stalking me like big time, casing my neighborhood. So at one point I did have him on geolocation, and then he was just casing the neighborhood. It was really crazy. And then my neighbor called me when I was on the way back from the hospital. And my neighbors, this was like at like probably close to midnight on the 7th, and she was like, he's in your driveway right now, and he's literally running around your house peeking in all your windows. So I had the Uber driver, no, stop that, I had the Uber driver drop me off actually like of 2 blocks down, and I called the police, and I was like, I have a restraining order against this individual who has called me over 100 times just today, like, and he's stalking me, he won't leave me alone, and he's now like actively like looking in my windows, like, please come. So actually the police responded quicker that time, thank God. And so they showed up, and what happened was, like, my neighbor called me, and she's like, okay, he just took off on foot. So there was like 4 officers that chased him and served him the restraining order. And I, at that point, was hoping that he would be taken into custody for my safety. And he wasn't. He was allowed to drive away, because the charges, I guess, hadn't been like, there wasn't like an active warrant at that point yet, because I had to meet with a detective or something. So, but it was, so he drove away, and like at first he was like, oh well, I want all. He told the police officers that he wanted his stuff, and then he told the police officers to leave his stuff just to keep it all going. And at this point, I was like, I just want this over with. I want this done with. Like, I want. Like, and so I was telling the cops, please take his belongings, and they wouldn't. So that was a whole other thing.
So
But
can
yeah,
we can I backtrack just a bit here, just
yeah,
for those that I know, because I know a lot of people here follow you personally, but for those that may not, to kind of just start a little timeline here. And again,
yeah,
if you don't want to, just share what you feel comfortable sharing. But
yes. So
my understanding was last time we kind of left off with covering your guys' case was I know there had been a motion filed basically in court saying that supposedly you and Charles were together, which is, I guess, against the court orders. Is that correct? And
correct. So
and then I talked to you about that, and you had mentioned that that had happened. I guess there wasn't any evidence to prove that motion or whatever to go
mhm.
through. and then that was basically it. That's where we last left off. And then I was going to be giving an update come July 23rd when Charles had his case for both, or actually had his court date for 2 cases, including the, total of 4 charges. 2 of
Right.
them, being the pretty serious ones, which are the assault and battery on a family member. So
Mhm.
that's basically where we had left off. So it
Okay.
sounds like you
So,
guys, you still had you had a restraining order. Did you have a restraining
so
order prior to this incident where he was stalking you on the 6th?
no. So what happened was out of Virginia Beach, there was those charges when he abducted me and then strangled me in the assault and battery charge in October. And part of his bail conditions was a no contact. That
Okay.
was part of his bond conditions, which, I really wish I did not go back. I was like I just talked with my viewers about this a little while ago. I wish I knew then what I knew now about coercive control, manipulation and psychopathy, narcissism, things like that. I just didn't know. I was in a very confused like fog. When I first met him, I thought that like all people had my best interests at heart. I didn't know that there was like people like him that existed. Seriously, I was I didn't know. So I did go back to him after that because he told me that it was just the drugs and that, he'll change. He promised the promises of change and all that stuff. And to like make a super long story short,
Sure.
yeah, these past couple of months I've been in straight up survival mode at this point, just trying in fight or flight every day. He seems like
So
he seemed like
basically,
he was getting off on my fear and hurting me in any way that he could. He seemed to get satisfaction from it. And so on the 6th, I said, listen, I've had enough. I secured a living situation for myself, and I said, there's a no contact order in place. I don't want to be together. I don't want anything to do with you. I have this on text. And I said,
okay.
please leave me alone.
Yeah,
And
this is
then,
where I was going with this. So thank you. I was
yep.
just trying to figure out when you had told him basically, I guess, between you guys, whether people in chat, want to agree with you or not,
Mhm.
basically when you had said, you're not allowed to come in to my residence. So it's my understanding that you secured your own place, and then I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. So go ahead.
Yes. So I literally said to him, I said, like, yeah, I said to him, please leave me alone. Like, and I said, there's a no contact order in place. I said, I've set boundaries with you that you've continued to violate several times. Please don't come here. And then at 10:30, or no, at 10 at night, he showed up and he started honking the horn in the driveway. And I really regret that I did let him inside. I should not have, and this is a big learning lesson for me. But so that is then when he again assaulted me, and yeah, it was awful. And um it was really bad. And so I the next day, so then I just went to sleep after the
So
assault.
so basically you had, well, you said just a few seconds ago when he showed up, or your neighbor called you and said he's peeking in and all this stuff, obviously acting
Well,
pretty
that was
weird.
after, yeah.
That was later.
That was the next day when he came
Okay,
back.
so the day before then, what you had still told, basically you had already told him you didn't want to make any contact, and he had tried to, and you're
Right. And he
basically
started
saying,
honking the horn and he came in and like, we were talking and then he forced himself on me and I was saying no, stop, no, stop, like literally the whole entire time. And he was like getting off on the fact that I did not want to do it. And like I said, so then I just like ended up curling into like the fetal position and going to sleep. And the next morning, right when he left, like I was just trying to play it as cool as possible to just get him the fuck out, honestly. And so, right when he left the next morning, I called the police and I got the RO and I just told them everything. I was like, listen, I can't take this anymore. I cannot take this anymore.
okay. So that was
Yeah.
the 7th. The next day
Yes,
is
and
when
so he
you got
also
the
was charged
RO and
with,
called the police.
right, and so
And
he
so
was charged.
they took your they sent a detective to your place and took a report and everything. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I met with a detective. I also did a perk kit as well, and I yeah, and he also was charged with strangulation again because I did have bruising on my neck. So it is his second strangulation charge.
Oh, okay. So I didn't. Okay, so there is another. So to these two charges that I had read off or that I listed in the thumbnail, which
Mhm.
was the charge of the alleged rape charge and assault. You're saying there's also a third charge of strangulation.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so basically they had you're saying is they had basically charged him with those three charges that day and issued out a warrant. Is that what happened? And
Yes.
basically the warrant was served today. Is that
So yes, the warrant was they picked him up this morning.
okay?
But in the past couple days, I don't know what took so long, but yeah, the I they ended up picking him up this morning. But the past couple days, like I have just been living, and I had to go get the restraining order extended on the 10th. To it because it was an emergency protective order. Then I had to go back to court and get the 2 week restraining order, and then I plan to testify on the 23rd, and then on the 25th I have to for the old charges, right? And then on the 25th, I have to go back and get a 2 year restraining order.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a
Well,
lot. And I
um
will say, like, I really do wish that, like, I made better decisions as far as, my choices and like getting back with him. It was a huge mistake, and it was a very dangerous, risky mistake. I'm grateful I made it. I'm grateful that I did not realize he's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. I did not realize I was just under a lot of control and coercive control. And but I am doing everything I can to get my shit back together, and I'm doing therapy twice a week. There's a great app for like people who survive narcissistic abuse called Circles. They have groups all day. I'm on that. I got a job. So I am trying to rebuild my life.
okay.
Yeah.
Now I have a just kind of a question, and I think I'm kind of elaborating on what I've been kind of reading with some of the chat.
Hmm.
So and I just want to start by saying this. I don't condone what happened to you in any way.
Hmm.
When whether people are in a relationship or what their status is, when an individual says no, that means no. you know
100%.
um what I think people are having kind of a hard time understanding is just the fact that you know I think, and I'm not saying, it's again, I don't know what your personal life's like, okay? But I know in the few times that you've come up here as a guest, you've said a lot of kind of the same things we've heard, which is
I
Charles
understand.
is this, Charles is that, Charles is a narcissist. I'm not going to go back, I promise.
Hmm.
And then it was just on the 6th that, you said you weren't, you had told him, that obviously not to come. There was a no condition. There was a condition that there was to be no contact.
Hmm.
And basically, you're saying that he kind of forced his way in. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, so I guess what people are wanting to know, and it's kind of my question where I'm going with this is this it? This is the last straw? I mean, these are some pretty serious allegations and charges.
Hmm.
Um,
And
I
I 100% get it. I mean, if I was on the outside looking in, I would totally be like, what the hell? And yes, this is absolutely it. I mean, I've been completely like manipulated and kind of like to a level brainwashed in certain ways and very much lied to, and just it's a cycle of abuse. And it takes if you do some research into it, it takes some people like a couple times before they're able to leave their abuser for good due to different, it's like all different circumstances. But at the end of the day, yes, enough is enough. And I have been silenced for so long. And I am telling my truth. And I'm going to heal from this. And I'm not going to let this man do this to me or another fucking person. I mean, ever. He's like targeting people, and it's sad. So yeah, I know I've said it before, but absolutely enough. This is the straw that broke the camel's back, and I was already done in my heart, and it was just in survival mode for like a couple months, to be real.
Okay. Well, like I
Yeah.
said, it's I don't know your personal life. I'm just
Mhm.
here, just relaying the news at hand,
Mhm.
the thing is I do know a lot of people that come into this chat are some of your viewers. I do know a
Mhm.
lot of the viewers that may not be your viewers that just generally have a concern about what's going on, generally do care. So I think for those people, they I think they are the ones that are concerned and just want to make sure that that you're not going to get hurt again. And obviously, you know your experience with Charles and what you've shared with us in the past, and kind of going back and forth with this relationship, I think is the
Yes.
reason why a lot of people may sit here and judge. So I again, it's not my life, but I hope for those viewers, for the people that do care about you, that you are true to what you say, and also for your own safety and health. Obviously, it sounds to me, and again, without being involved in this relationship, it sounds pretty toxic from what we've seen, the videos, the clips, what you've shared. What are you doing now you said you've obviously got your own place now, which is a great start. Are you working? What are you doing to get you said you're trying to get you're starting to get your life on track. For those that do care, about you, what are you doing? What's your message to them? What are you doing to better your life and better this situation so that it doesn't happen again?
So, first and foremost, like I was extremely isolated for like a very long time, and anybody who would try to support me or reach out to me, I was kind of told to like not talk to. So support, having the right support system in place is huge. I could not have done this with and like found the strength in myself to do like honor myself and the truth if it wasn't for having a good support system of friends. And I'm getting back in contact with my family again, which is awesome. And
Okay.
then also I signed up for therapy twice a week. Okay, I'm doing it
Okay.
twice a
I
week.
know you had mentioned that.
Yep, and then
That's
support
good.
groups are huge, support groups. And then I got an amazing job that I absolutely love. And I am going to, so when I had a podcast going called the Uncomfortably Numb podcast. It's about addiction and recovery and my just experience with it and stuff. And so I actually stopped doing that when I met Charles because he kind of shamed me and told me like he was embarrassed by it, which is ridiculous because I was just trying to help people, and it will help people and it does help people. So I'm revamping that, and a new season is going to be all about toxic relationships, red flags, boundaries, how to stay away and prevent like this shit from happening. If I can help one person not go through what I've been through, I will feel better, honestly. But yeah, and just I'm trying to stay in the light always, man, because it was a dark, dark time. So
Sure. I can
yeah,
imagine. Um, Now you said you mentioned you have a job. Without getting obviously into those details, are
right.
you looking at some point to save up money to possibly move out? I mean, is there any tie between you other than Charles and the relationship you had with him to the area you're at, or the state of Virginia, or Virginia Beach, I guess?
Right. So I
I
do
mean,
have.
do you think do you think it would benefit you? I mean, I'm not saying you need a move. I'm just asking. I guess I should have started with this question. Do you think at some point, once you're maybe a little bit better on your feet, would it benefit you? You think, to get out of that general area?
Absolutely, and that is
What's
the
your
that is
opinion
the
on that?
goal. That is the goal. 100%. I do. I mean, this is not permanent. I will be once I can financially leave. Yes, I will be gone from Virginia. Absolutely. So I do have a half brother here that, like I said, I'm trying to get back in contact with. He actually tried to warn me about the situation a very long time ago. So but we are slowly building a relationship again, very slowly. But besides that, no, I don't have anything tying me here other than a a lot of false promises and a lot of, traumatic memories. So I'm like, I would love to restart, and that's the goal, is to restart somewhere else eventually when I get back on my feet. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you have a plan, and it sounds like based on what you've told me in chat that you've started to implement this plan. So I wish you best of luck on that. And obviously, I think it's going to take some time. Oops. I don't know if we lost Sunset City. Oh, there you are. Sorry, I think we just briefly lost you for a second. But
No.
obviously, everybody's different. But it may take some time, or it may not take any time at all. To heal from a lot of this. But certainly, it's your life, and rightfully, you should live it how you want. But being that you are a public figure and you have your podcast now that you're going to be doing, which is great, you can have a lot of viewers and supporters. So, I think you're going to be held accountable to those people is all. And,
Absolutely.
and it sounds like if you're going to stick to what you're doing, um, I think you should be doing okay here very soon. Now, very quickly, because I am going to just move on to some other court news.
Mhm.
There's some people that are asking about just verifying this information that we had just gone over as far as the charges and Charles being arrested. Do you mind sharing with everybody what you did to verify with yourself, and how basically how you got news of all this, wind of his arrest and the charges?
Yeah, so I have literally been checking like every day, multiple times a day, and I had a friend actually look up, try to research if he was arrested on like the Norfolk website, but I guess that is down right now. So we used the chat system, and I messaged it, my friend messaged it, just to like, triple confirm that he
Well, and
was
I
on.
also messaged as well, so that's what I had shared with everybody earlier too. And that's what I was sharing. If they want to message, they can as well, or even call. There's a number and an email. I'm just letting everybody know. Usually, when we go over this information or news, I always like to have the booking information, or at least like a booking photo instant report at hand. But I just want chat to understand that I am currently working on that. But I was just curious, as far as I shared earlier with them how I was able to verify some of the information he shared. But I just wanted you, to kind of elaborate on how you were told about this and what you did to verify the
Yes, and
information at hand. Sorry, I
right,
didn't
and
mean to
I
cut you off.
no worries, no worries. And I actually just got a phone call, and I think that's what might have glitched us out. But I just got a phone call, and I can see the voice transcript, and it's from the victim witness advocate actually confirming that he's been taken into custody.
Well, there you go, everybody. So for those that might be doubting, um, and again, I will obviously post the booking information, assuming I do get my request. They do accept my request. They can always say no, but I imagine if they're going to have that on their inmate search tool, if it's not already up by the time they get back to me, I don't see why they would have any problems, saying, yeah, here's the booking photo and the instant report. So I'm going to be working on getting all that info to my viewers as soon as I get that information back. Hopefully, as far as the request, and then if not, I guess we'll just wait to see when that inmate tool gets back up, and anybody that has access to the internet can go ahead and do their own search and pull up that information. But for the viewers that follow me, I will be following up with this arrest, of course. And then Charles, I don't know if this might change. I don't think it would, but obviously we were going to be updating everybody once he had his hearing on the 23rd. Um,
Mhm.
so just to verify, he does have court tomorrow, was my understanding, and it was at 9
So
a.m.
yeah, I think that's like I'm not sure on that. I think it might be a bond hearing, but I don't know if they gave I don't really know about that, to be honest
Okay.
with you. I just
Okay.
know that I have a court date on the 23rd for the old charges that I
Right.
am going to testify, and so yeah, and just kind of go from there.
All
I'm
right.
hoping that they don't give him bond, to be
Yeah,
honest.
well, I
Yeah.
guess we'll just find out. I mean, it's just hard to say now. I mean, things just I mean, especially on this channel, we've covered so many different people and everybody. I
Mhm.
mean, to the people that would think they wouldn't have a bond. It's just I always at this point just tell people you just got to wait to see what happens. Until it gets in front of the judge. So I
Right.
guess we'll get more information come tomorrow. All
Okay.
right, Marissa. I do have your link. So for those of you that want to follow Marissa at her back, I mean, it's not her new podcast. It's a podcast that you had started before. Kind of just took a little
Revamping it.
break from and now, got it revamped. So the link to that podcast I did share in the description.
Thank
So
you.
if you guys are interested, you can check that out. There's a link to that. And then I did share prior to you sharing the info about your podcast, I did already post in the description the link to your YouTube channel. So if those of you want to maybe follow Marissa or Sunset City closer or follow her on her personal end, on her show and what she does, there is the link to her channel in the description of this show or VOD. So is there anything you want to share? If you want to throw out any links or anything else you want to say before we move on, the mic's
I
yours.
mean, I guess it's just I will say this, that like literally if just make sure, like, if anybody, like, just in the future, if you're gonna meet somebody, just make sure you really know like what they're about, and don't dive into anything until you really like, and don't ignore red flags, and just remember the light always makes the darkness disappear. So I'll just leave y'all with that.
All right. Well, good luck with your journey. Stay safe, and
Thank
we'll be
you.
following up with everything as far as the previous case, and then these new charges that were obviously filed against him prior, but with the warrant obviously served today. We'll follow up with all that. So, all right, thank you,
Thank
Sunset
you.
City 13. I appreciate your time, and you have a great
Of
rest of your
course, and
evening.
you too. Thank you so much. Take care.
No, thank you. Bye
All
bye
right.
now. All right, folks. That was Sunset City 13, aka Marissa. I kept saying Marissa because it's just I was getting too tongue tied with the Sunset City 13. So whether you love her, hate her, or you're somewhere in between, you know, everybody's got their own opinion, and I hope you had your chance to voice that. I tried to, and I apologize. Obviously, the chat's going really quick, so I try to, scan a bit and try to ask a few questions I saw. Um, Obviously, I didn't get to all of them, so I do apologize for that. But that's why I did share Sunset City 13's link, so that way, if you want to get in touch with her, I'm sure she's got her ways that you can communicate with her, whether it's in her live stream or Instagram. But I appreciate her at least taking the time to come up and give us her side of the story. And of course, as I always tell everybody else when we're covering these cases, there's always obviously two sides to a story. So if Charles, aka Marloweverse, wants to come up, if he does get released and speak on his behalf, I'll be more than happy to allow him to come up and speak on that behalf. So I just want to put that out there for those people that, just want you to understand that, because we're a news channel, we try to stay neutral. I do, I'm not 100% going to say I'm like CNN. No. And even then, believe it or not, they're very political and very also not as neutral as a lot of people think those news channels are. But I do give my opinion every once in a while, and I do share it. So whether you agree with me or not, hey, to each their own. But I at least do want to say that I am thankful for her taking the time to come up. I think most people probably can see where I'm at as far as where I feel about the whole situation. And either way, it's none of my business at this point. I'm just reporting on the news. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and wrap up the show. I got a few court updates really quick to get with you. So hang tight. Don't go anywhere. So let's just knock out MGL, aka Michelle Sabate's court update. So yeah, it's been a while. Now, maybe for those of you that come from the drama community, or those of you that follow Michelle closely, maybe this is old news for you, but I've been following up every once in a while with their court dates, and this didn't pop up till not too long ago. So I don't know. I have to say this is probably going to be new news to a lot of you, but it's not a much. Let me just share with you exactly what I have. Let me just go to there, and then we'll have a little quick chat. Share this tab. So let me make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Sure can't. There you go. So Speedy says, NJ player short she posted. Who's short? So this is the latest and greatest case history for MGL. Now, again, she's still pending if they are going to be charging her for this supposed or alleged second DUI that she got. Remember that? Remember, this case stems from her first alleged DUI, which they never ended up charging her for that. They ended up charging her for the other 3 charges, but for whatever reason, the district attorney's office did not charge her for that first DUI in this case. And according to what I read, in the state of Georgia, they basically have a 1 year, 1 year expiration, basically time frame, which is if they don't file charges against what you arrested for within the 1 year time frame, they dismiss the case. So we're either getting really close to that time limit, that expiration date for that 1 year on that second DUI, or it's already passed and they're not even going to charge her for that. But either way, all I can report on is what I have here in front of me, which is the one case that was still open. It just had basically taken a break come December of last year. I think this was about the time she had made some claim that she was going to some rehab or something. Again, I don't even know what happened with all that. What I do know is they have now basically continued the case. And prior to having the new date, which, previously when you looked on here, the last date they had was for a December 23rd court date, which I don't even know if she showed up to or not. And that was it. But now if you look under that court date, they have a September 10th date, September 10th, 1 p.m. And this is a PLE plea calendar case, which when I looked that up in the state of Georgia, I believe that more or less means that this is a hearing where they give her one last opportunity at either taking a plea deal, if there was one put out there, or this is the last opportunity the DA has to basically put out a plea deal before this goes to a trial, is what I'm going to assume. But we'll find out more come September. But I just thought I'd like to share that with you in case you were wondering what old MGL had been up to. Although this is not much of an update on what she's been up to, but as far as what her court cases have been up to, there you go. Now, again, I don't know if anything's going to happen with this alleged second DUI that she got arrested for, whether they're going to have any charges come against her, or if it's already been past that 1 year limit and they're not even going to bring anything on her. But either way, she does have one active case. She's got a hearing coming up September, and more information to come. All right, last update, and then I'm going to jump in chat and answer some questions, and then I'm going to call it an afternoon, ladies and gents. Hampton Brannon. So Hampton got in trouble in Pennsylvania. He got in some trouble, just some basic trouble. It's like basically their equivalent of a misdemeanor for some, I think it was a trespassing charge, criminal trespass or something, simple trespass is what they call it. According to the case notes, it appears that he had, whether it was through teleconference, which I doubt he didn't show up there physically, maybe through teleconference or whatever, or through his lawyer just representing him, his public defender. Basically, it was showing that he had showed up to his last court date. Then he had a court hearing just about a week ago. Okay. Shows that he was there, apparently. He had to plead guilty. And basically, they found in those type of charges, I saw you can either get up to 30 days in jail or fines. I don't think he got any jail because I think it would say it. So without them stating it, and I'm not going to look into this or do a FOIA request. I'm pretty damn sure he was just slapped with some fines. Whether he pays those or not, who knows? But I don't think he got any jail time is all I'm trying to say. So that case has been disposed of. And unless, they do something, when you don't pay your fines, I don't think you're going to be hearing about him getting in any trouble anytime soon in Pennsylvania on any type of open warrants for not showing up to court or yada, yada, yada. So looks like he actually took care of his shit on this case. But don't forget, he's still wanted in the state of California for some pretty serious charges. So he ain't home free yet. All right. Chat. Let me put me up. Hold on, I think it's this one. God damn it. I don't even know, man. There we go. Any questions before we call it a day? Woo, it is hot. I don't know where you guys are at, if it's hot where you're all at, but there's a heat wave in our area, and boy, it is fucking hot. So drink a lot of water if you're in that heat wave area, or else you're going to pass out, man. Stay hydrated. That shit will creep up on you. Yeah, there's a lot of bad weather going on. You got places with heat waves. You got places that got the floods going on, man. You got the rescue and recovery. Well, recovery at this point now in Texas still going on. They're in the hundreds now with the death toll. We had 3 deaths, really sad deaths up here from a flooding in Ruidoso. That was real bad. Yeah, it's not been a really good month. Oh, Attila. So I'm working on Attila update. He has not been, as of yesterday, he is still in the Arizona Correctional Facility. What is it? I think I said Mariposa. It's not Mariposa. It's Florence. The Florence something facility. That's where he's still at. So I'm still working on updates on that. It's a little bit difficult with the ICE. They want a lot of shit to request stuff. So I'm slowly working my way through the chain. I mean, all I'm basically asking, I mean, there's nothing, any secrets you're going to get. I'm just asking for his booking photo. And basically what their exact reason is why they have him in custody and want to deport him. But as of when I checked, he's still showing he is still in custody at that facility. And I'm working on getting a good update on that whole case for you guys. Hopefully I'll have something by the end of this week. So I guess if you guys are going to miss your president that bad, if he gets deported, you could always just head up to Canada. He ain't going to be that far, y'all. All right. So, I do know this. It was my understanding, and again, this is just all hearsay. It's my understanding that he did have full custody of the child between him and Jewel Rancid. So I'm not too sure, what the status is on their child, but I do know that it was my understanding that he did have full custody. All right, everybody. Well, I want to say a big thank you for everybody. We had up almost, I think, at some point up to about 150 people in chat. So maybe I was just seeing things, but we got 100 people now. So big thank you to everybody that came in. I appreciate everybody taking time out of their Wednesday, especially on these breaking news announcements. They're kind of just last minute things. So thank you for everybody having their notifications on. I appreciate all the new subscribers. We keep growing every month, and I'm very thankful for that. And again, thank you to everybody that's helped get us to where we're at on our donation goal of the 110 of 500. I hope we can reach I said I was wanting to hit the total before I left, but if we can get 3/4, you can get about 350. I think I'll feel safe taking off to our IRL Midwest road trip, but it's still going to go down. We'll hit that here very soon. I just apologize just because weather was one thing, and then a few other things came up that I didn't have a chance to go on and then fundraise before the date that I wanted to take off on. But it's okay. We've got plenty of time. So I did want to try to take off for my birthday week, but it's all right. We didn't hit it. It's all right. We'll just keep grinding at it. And when we hit it, then we're going to take off. All right. But I have a lot of cool stuff lined up. Trust me, it's going to be the shit. I mean, let's just put it this way. I have the opportunity to swim with fucking sharks in the Midwest, real sharks in the water. Yeah. So, and you guys can watch, especially my haters. Motherfucking might eat me. And then you don't got to worry about no more NJ courts. See? So even you haters should fucking help with this fundraiser. All right. What up, Beyond the Badge? We'll do some fun stuff. Little by the pool grift stream. It's been a while. Do a few little cannonballs for the donos. Hell yeah. All right, yeah, everybody. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Don't say I didn't warn you. For those that have your earbuds on, it's about to get loud because I get loud and proud at the end. But as I always say, check your six every once in a while. If you know, you know. Keep your head on a swivel. If you know, you know. And most importantly, don't forget to take some time to love somebody because we need a lot of that going on right now. Oh, yeah. No, we're going to go fishing, Roofer, for sure. I will take the chat to go fishing with you guys, So you guys get to meet Roofer, too. So it's going to be the shit, man. Got a lot of stuff planned out for the Midwest. I will not disappoint. So hopefully we'll hit that soon. And if you guys want to help out, I have dono links in the description. If you want to help out while we're live, I'll always shout you out. But even if it's not while we're live, don't worry. Next time I go live, I'll shout you out then. All right? I'll take care of ya. Never relax. Never relax. Now, thank you guys. Thank you to my members of the jury. Thank you for my mods for being here. And thank you for the viewers for being here. All right, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. NG Courts. Come on, Dubs. You can do it from there? All right. It is officially out. Hold on. Oh, before I go, hold on. I'm working on some other cool shit too for you guys. Hold on, I'll show you. Hold on, don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. I lied. We're not out yet. We're almost out. I've been putting in the work, ladies and gents, because as soon as I get a little certificate, I'm going to be freaking innovating the IRL scene, as we always do, whether you want to agree with me, believe me or not. We have the record for first IRL underwater. We have world record, Guinness World Record, whether they're going to accept it or not. World Guinness record for first dog, black Labrador retriever, more specifically, to have an actual IRL stream with chat and donations with his own GoPro camera strapped to him. And we're going to be the first channel to innovate the IRL scene. They've already done it a few times, but nobody's innovating it. To do live streams, but in the air. Because your boy's been practicing. I'm getting damn good at it. No, boy, dude, you don't even understand the shit I got lined up. Now, because of certain certification I have to have, I can't, share it with you guys yet. But I'm almost done with my training, and then I got to pass my certification. But once I do, it's on. All right, guys. Have a good day. NJ Courts officially out of here. Peace, everybody. Haters, do me a favor. Since I let you hang out this long, throw out your cat litter. That's all I ask. Change out the cat litter today. It's midweek. Please, for your cat. All right. Take care, guys. Peace.